Hello dear students, I hope you all are fine and safe. Chapter 4 Natural Numbers and Whole Numbers. Dear students, in this chapter you will be able to explain the meaning of natural numbers and whole numbers. This chapter will help you to represent whole numbers on a number line. You will be able to explain the closure property, commutative property, associative property, distributive property and identity property in addition, subtraction, multiplication and division of whole numbers. You will come to know the use of various properties of whole numbers for simplifying operations on whole numbers. You will be able to understand and explain patterns formed by numbers and figures. Dear students, now let's discuss natural numbers and whole numbers. Natural numbers. All natural numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 and on are called natural numbers. There are infinite natural numbers starting with the smallest natural number 1. It is denoted by n, that is n equals to 1, 2, 3, 4 and on. We use natural numbers to express months in a year, students in a school, the number of trees in a garden, etc. Whole numbers. If we add 0 in the set of natural numbers, we get a new set of numbers called whole numbers. Hence, the set of whole numbers consists of 0 and the set of natural numbers. It is denoted by W, that is W equals to 0, 1, 2, 3 and on. The smallest whole number is 0. Now dear students, let's discuss the properties of whole numbers. All the properties of numbers satisfied by natural numbers are also satisfied by whole numbers. Properties of addition. Closure property. The sum of two whole numbers is always a whole number. Or you can say, when we add two whole numbers, their sum is also a whole number. Let a and b be two whole numbers, then a plus b equals to c is also a whole number. This property is called the closure property of addition. For example, 1 plus 5 equals to 6 is also a whole number. 3 plus 7 equals to 10 is also a whole number. Dear students, now let's discuss commutative property. The sum of two whole numbers remains the same if the order of the numbers is changed. Or you can say, we can add two whole numbers in any order, their sum remains the same. Let a and b the two whole numbers, then a plus b equals to b plus a. This property is called the commutative property of addition. As you can see it in example, 12 plus 13 or 13 plus 12, the answer will remain same, that is 25. Now let's discuss the next property, associative property. The sum of three whole numbers remains the same even if the grouping is changed. Or you can say the grouping of three or more whole numbers in addition does not affect their sum. Let a, b and c be the three whole numbers. Then you can see a plus b plus c equals to a plus b plus c. This property is called the associative property of addition, as you can see it in the example given below. Now let's discuss the next slide, identity element. If 0 is added to any whole number, the sum remains the number itself. Or you can say, if 0 is added to another whole number, the sum is the same whole number. In other words, 0 plus a equals to a, or if you add a plus 0, answer will be a, where a is the whole number. For example, 0 plus 3 equals to 3, or 3 plus 0 is also equals to 3. Therefore, the number 0 is called the additive identity, as it does not change the value of the number on adding to it. Dear students, remember, additive identity does not exist in natural numbers because 0 is not a natural number. Dear students, now let's discuss the properties of subtraction. Closure property. The difference of two whole numbers will not always be a whole number. Or you can say, we can subtract only a smaller whole number from a greater whole number. That means we cannot get a whole number if we subtract a greater whole number from a smaller whole number. For example, you can say, let a and b be two whole numbers. Then a minus b will be a whole number if a is greater than b or a equals to b. But if a is less than b, then the result will not be a whole number. Hence, closure property does not hold for subtraction of whole numbers. For example, 53 minus 18 equals to 35 is a whole number. 18 minus 53 equals to minus 35, which is not a whole number. Now let's discuss commutative property. If a and b are two whole numbers, then a minus b is not equal to b minus a. It shows that subtraction of two whole numbers is not commutative. Hence, the commutative property does not hold for the subtraction of whole numbers. For example, 28 minus 26 equals to 2 and 26 minus 28 equals to minus 2. Therefore, both the answers you are getting are not equal. Dear students, now let's discuss associative property. If a, b and c are whole numbers, then you can see it in the example here, a minus b, then you will, whatever the answer you are getting, then you will subtract c from that. This is one side. And the second side, first you will subtract b minus c and then subtract it from a. It shows that subtraction of whole numbers is not associative. Hence, the associative property does not hold for subtraction of whole numbers. For example, as you can see it in the example here, 35 minus 16, you are getting 19, and then you subtract 7 from that, you are getting the answer 12. On the other hand, from the next side, you can see first you solve 16 minus 7, that is 9, and then you subtract it from 35, you are getting the answer 26. On comparing, you will find that both the answers are not same. It shows that associative property does not hold for subtraction of whole numbers. Now let's discuss the next property of 0. If we subtract 0 from any whole number, the result remains the number itself. For example, 23 minus 0 equals to 23, 71 minus 0 equals to 71. Dear students, I hope you all must have understood the properties of addition and properties of subtraction very well. Now, after watching this video, do the assignments, upload it on ERP and practice well.